Clearly Joanna Johnson reads a lot more than me. She's probably a better camera thespian than me too. I'm not really into that. Anyway. Oh dear. Someone want to send this to Pauline. Pauline. Is there a Pauline in the house? Pauline? The redheaded... Yeah. Yeah, the one that's could quite possibly be Julie Gillard's sister. No, I'm just being a smart ass. Come on, principal's office, please.
Danielle Smith, Premier of Alberta? Yeah, is that you? Danielle, get out of the shadows. You can't be lurking back there. Come on up to the front, hun. We gotta deal with this. No, it can't wait. Come have a seat. Thank you so much. No, these books aren't for you. I know how much you don't want to read. I get it. And I also understand how you're trying to get rid of them all out of your province. I don't think that's a good play. And between you and I think it's kind of what's landed you in this position in the first place. So, no, I'm not going to make you read them. Look, I'm going to put them down here. I don't want to scare you off too much because we have some important things to do with. Danielle, can I ask this favor? Can you surround yourself with some friends and family right now? Because I think you're going to need the support. What do you mean you don't have any friends? You don't have like a phone a friend? Nobody you play online Scrabble with? Okay. Listen, I gotta get into it though, hun, because there's some really important things. I need to know if you understand a couple of key words. Oh, for my American friends out in the audience, Danielle is like our version of your state governor. Right. The kind that doesn't want to read. Yeah, Danielle, I have a couple of words that I need to go over with because I don't know if you're really understanding it. Are you ready? Treason and election interference. Do those mean anything? No, you don't. You don't really understand them. Yeah, because you eliminated civics and history. I get that. Let's start at the beginning, okay? First and foremost, when Donnie Down South won, you quickly, with Mr. Wonderful, very odd traveling companion, flew down to Mar-a-Lago so you could kiss the ring. No, that wasn't treason. It was embarrassing for you, and in all fairness, for the rest of Canada. But being embarrassed and a pathetic individual, that's not illegal. That is not treason. Here's what treason looks like. Treason looks like when you collaborate and conspire with individuals and administrations and foreign governments looking to take over and take control of our country. Yeah, like Donnie. Yeah. When Donnie says he wants to annex Canada, annex means take over. Oh, you didn't know that's what annex meant. Well, what do you think it meant when he said he wants Canada to be the 51st state? You thought he was just being playful. That's problematic. But you could understand if you didn't think he was being playful and you thought he was actually truly after all of our resources and fresh water, that could be treasonous talk, right? Maybe? Okay, we'll come back. Can we skip over to the election interference part? Okay, did you or did you not make a call to Donnie and his people and ask them, it sounded like plead, again with the embarrassing, you pleaded for them to ease up off tariff talk. Just pause the tariffs for a second, because Pierre Poilievre, your conservative bid for the Prime Minister of Canada, was taking a nosedive in the polls. And the more that Donnie pressed this foreign policy issue, the greater the swell for the Liberal candidate was in Canada. Yeah, and then you called Donnie and asked him to change that so Pierre could rise to... You don't think that's election interference? What do you think that is? Helping? You think it's the opposite of election interference because you think the tariffs are the thing that are interfering. I don't know if you really thought that through. Can I give you my 2 cents? Well, it's probably going to be about 7 cents, hun, but listen up, maybe take notes. You can't get yourself out of this, right? So start making up your resume. I'm sure that somebody will have you somewhere. Probably not in Canada, but maybe another nation. Here's how I would have handled it. As soon as I got caught doing something so incredibly, mind-blowingly stupid, I would have said this. Canadians, I was trying to play Donnie. I know his ego is big. I flew down there to bolster it up. I made the call for him to ease up on tariffs, not to just benefit the Conservatives and me and my foreign policy decisions and all the oil I want to send them, but to benefit Canada as a whole. Because what the Canadian premiers of all the provinces and territories need right now is time. We need time to create a plan. We need time to tear down blockades between provinces. We need time to build infrastructure. So what I'm doing is I'm playing to his desire to want a Conservative in office. I don't necessarily want a Conservative in office. And Danielle, here's where the sell really happens. I believe that Canadians are intelligent enough, educated enough, aware enough to make democratic, free decisions all on their own with no interference from everybody else, because that's the kind of country I live in. Yeah, I know you actually think Canadians are idiots, but don't talk about it like that, right? Because then it all spins out of control. You should have ended by saying, if we can unify our thought, we will be a stronger country. We will be able to stand and do what's in our best sovereign right. But instead, hun, you've chucked the books out the window. You've chucked the political ideas out the window. All you're trying to do from the outside looking in is secure a job maybe for you in his administration when you try to use a visa to get in. Do you have 5 million? No? Well, honey, that's the only thing that matters to Donald Trump. And if you're not willing to pay to play, he's just going to use you and spit you out. Hun? Okay, let me get this.
They weren't going to follow, eh? Oh, excuse me. Somebody want to send that one to Pauline? I think it would be remiss not to, don't you? Oh dear. At least I'm not the only one that sees it for what it is. I don't need the policy on paper to see it for what it is. I just see it for the character. I see it for the actions not lining up with what they say. And I look at the war strategies. I'm better with that. I look at the war strategy. I look at how this lines up to how would you justify putting boots on the ground in that country? You can't just do it straight up. Sometimes you need to get somebody else to put boots on the ground in another country first. Like, I don't know, how do we put boots on the ground in Iran? How about we get Israel to pretend that they're Muslims to put boots on the ground in Australia? Ha!